Hey guys, it's me Ignocia again, and today I decided to make another Demonology Warlock guide, this time for patch 5.2. Um, Considering Blizzard buffed Demonology so hard, yeah, they basically buffed every single spell by about 15% damage increase, so I think Demonology is right now the best spec to go for in PvE as a Warlock. It might still be Affliction, and in some cases it might even be Destruction. But right now my favorite is absolutely Demonology. So I hope you enjoyed the guide, and yeah. Okay, so let's talk about stats. I've simcrafted my character a billion of times, believe me, lots of times. And I came to the conclusion that there's not really needed. I don't really need a haste cap as I usually do for Affliction, and I back in the time did for Demonology, because you you clip your corruption all the time with TOC in meta form, so having a haste cap for corruption is kinda useless in my opinion. So I'm just going for a random amount of haste and as much mastery as possible, and then just a balanced amount of crit, and of course hit cap. A lot of warlocks says that hit cap is not needed and you can go for like 12% or 11% even, but I think that is really stupid, because if you have like every single proc up 1 second one of them, and you want to refresh your doom to get it to make it really strong, and your doom misses, that's like extreme amount of DPS you lost there. I know it's really RNG dependent, and in some cases you might do really good DPS by going with low hit, but in most cases I think it's too risky, so I'm going for 15% hit. So this is my reforged priority, as you can see here. For sockets, I'm going for like 160 intellect in red sockets, 180 intellect and 160 mastery in yellow sockets, and as you can see here I failed my blue socket in this belt. I should be going for 80 intellect and 160 hit instead of 160 hit and 160 mastery. And that's basically it for the sockets and reforges. The enchants are basically the same as before in Affliction, I think. Yeah. Okay, for talents and glyphs. This is the spec that I'm usually going with, because it has like the best healing and the best absorbs and the best movement and the best burst. Sometimes you might change some of them depending on the fight, but that's up to you. I mean, I usually, actually, to be honest, I've been doing this spec throughout the whole raid so far, Throne of Thunder normal. I don't know, maybe on some heroic progression fights where we really need to edit our characters to the perfect, then I might change some of the talents so that, yeah. For example, Grimoire Supremacy is better on Horidon, because no, not Horidon. What is it called? Whatever. On fights where your service would have to travel a lot to reach the target. Um, and Grimoire service on, for example, Horidon, because there's a lot of AoE. And yeah, I would change Kill Jaden's Cunning on, for example, Megara, I think it's called, because you don't really have to move that much. Of course you have to move, but I think the other talents, for example, Akimondi's Vengeance, for the amount of AoE damage you take all the time, and yeah. So it's basically up to you. For glyphs, I usually take these. I take Glyph of Imswarm because it's basically the only DPS increase glyph you have. I don't really know if it's worth taking Glyph of Shadow Bolt. I don't even know if it's even a DPS decrease. I heard something about its DPS decrease, and I heard something about its increase because it like removes the RNG from Shadow Bolt or something. I don't know. I just take it because it looks cool. Um, Glyph of Demon Training. It gives your Felguard some extra health, and that does so that your Sacrificial Pack gives a big absorb shield. And then I go with Glyph of Demon Hunting because actually I found it pretty handy. In case we like do a boss with one tank, he dies, I can go tank farm, get aggro on the boss until the tank is rest, so no DPS gets one shot or something like that. It has worked pretty good sometimes, and I don't really know what else I would take in that glyph spot. So that's basically it for glyphs and talents. Okay, now let's talk about a trick called meter weaving. Meter weaving is a smart way to use your Hand of Gul'dans. Hand of Gul'dan is a spell that stacks true times. It's a meteor that takes about 2 seconds to land on the target and leaves a dot called Shadow Flame that lasts for 5 seconds. Shadow Flame can stack up to true times, and it deals double damage when it's stacked to true. This means you can basically extend your Shadow Flame dot by using Hand of Gul'dan as your Shadow Flame dot is on true seconds. Considering dot snapshots all your stats, and considering Metamorphosis form is basically a buff that gives you damage increase, Hand of Gul'dan will be snapshotted, or Shadow Flame will be snapshotted by your Meta form. This means you can throw your second Hand of Gul'dan, which will stack your Shadow Flame up to true times. Just as you've hit your Hand of Gul'dan, you want to enter Metamorphosis form, so that your Shadow Flame will be empowered by the extra damage you get from Meta form. I'm just gonna show you how it works. You cast Hand of Gul'dan, sorry. Wait till it's on 2 seconds, of course you do something else. Cast it again and enter Meta form. You see? Now it's stacked true times and it's empowered by Meta form. Okay, you don't want to use Hand of Gul'dan as soon as it's ready again. You want to wait till there's at least 6 seconds remaining on the second charge. When there's 6 seconds remaining, you cast it. As soon as it's ready again, you cast it again and enter Meta form. And that's how you Meta weave. This will increase the damage from Shadow Flame by a huge amount. Considering Shadow Flame is about 4th on your damage meter of all your spells, this is a pretty huge amount of extra DPS to your total DPS damage throughout a whole boss fight. So yeah, that's it for Meta weaving. Okay, now I'm just gonna show you how I play as a Demo Warlock on single target. I'm just gonna do my rotation as I do, and you can see in my bars which abilities I use and what priority and when I use them. Okay, so for multi-target fights, you basically just want to do as I just did, just by multi-dotting everything. Like, use Corruption and Doom on everything you can, and then do your normal single-target rotation on your primary target, of course, while keeping your dots up on everything else. It's pretty simple. I don't even have to show you. It's pretty common sense. So yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you a video where I'm getting rank true on Spirit Kings in 25-man LFR Mogushan Waltz. Hope you enjoy. See you afterwards. hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I am reading every single comment and I'm trying to answer every single question I get. So, see ya. Peace.